Do you love your dog and you want to make them something special? These treats are absolutely wonderful. They're healthier and they don't have a lot of calories, but they taste absolutely delicious to your perfect pooch. Here are your ingredients, but don't worry, there will be a link below that'll give you nutrition information and more details as usual. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. In a large bowl, you're going to need 2 eggs, that's 100 grams. To that, you're going to add in some peanut butter, 1/2 cup or 132 grams. Now make sure that this peanut butter is either all natural or not sugar-free. You do not want to use peanut butter that is sugar-free because it has chemicals in it that is absolutely dangerous for your dogs. Just a quick note there. To that, we're going to add in some flour. I'm going to withhold 1 tablespoon of rice flour from the bag, which is 9 grams, and I'm going to dump the rest into the bowl. That is a whole bag that is 24 ounces or 680 grams. And if you want to use a different type of flour, that's about 4¼ cups of flour. Mix this together on a low speed. You can also do this by hand with just a regular old spoon. Once you get it combined, you're going to add in some water. It will look like this before you add in water. It's very grainy. You're going to add in a whole cup of water, and that's 240 milliliters. Add a little bit at a time. If you are using a different type of flour, you want to add just about half that, or 1/2 cup or 120 milliliters, and then just add a little bit until you get a consistency. When you squeeze it together, it should hold together and not fall apart. I'll show you right now what it should look like. It will be a little bit crumbly, but it will hold together really well when it's done. Dump it onto the work surface and then just squeeze it together until you get a rough ball. If you like, you can divide it by half or even by thirds, so it's easier to work with. You can even take the part that you divided and refrigerate it for future use. Just make sure that you make these within 2 to 3 days. Now the flour that we held aside, we're going to sprinkle the surface, and that just helps it from sticking to the surface when you're rolling it. And you want to roll this until it's about 1/4 inch thick or 6 millimeters. And you just want to roll up and roll down a couple times, turn it, squeeze it together if it's cracking, and then roll again. And the reason why you want to turn it is because if you don't, it'll start sticking to the counter. And if it does start sticking to the counter no matter what, just get some more of that flour, sprinkle it down, and then just put the dough back in place. This will just keep you from having to fight with it a lot. Once you get this rolled out, then you want to cut it into shapes. I'm using a 1-inch cookie cutter, and by doing that, you get 340 of these cookies. I mean, they last forever. You can leave them on your counter for about a week or 2 weeks, but I like to freeze them and just pull them out whenever I want to use them. Put them onto a baking sheet. It can be lined or unlined. I'm using a liner because it's just easier cleanup, but you can put them on an ungreased baking sheet. As you can see, I already have some visitors wanting these cookies, and they're not even cooked yet. Not yet, Maggie. Sorry, Raymond, you're just going to have to wait your turn. Today is Raymond's birthday. He is 9 years old, and he is super excited because he absolutely loves these cookies. You can place these really close together on the pan. They don't spread out. They don't have any sugar in them or fat, so they're going to keep their shape really well. You want to bake these 20 to 25 minutes. They're not going to change much in color. If anything, they get paler because there is no sugar in it to make them brown. Here is one that was baked for 20 minutes, and here is one for 25 minutes. But let's put our taste testers to the test. Let's see if they actually like these cookies. I think it's going to be a hit. Everyone is already trying to get to them. Maggie's over there knocking out the camera. And Jackson thinks it's a hit. Raymond thinks it's a hit. And so does Maggie. Oh my gosh, they want more. Let me see if I can get you to look at their faces. Oh my gosh, look at Raymond. He's still a puppy in my eyes. He's a wonderful little dog. You couldn't ask more for this perfect pooch. Isn't he gorgeous? Here, Ray, have another one. Oh my gosh. Maggie wants one too. And here is our pal Jackson. Say hello to Jackson. He's the reason why we do this website. Now, these dogs are absolutely begging for more. Always make sure to keep portion control in moderation. And check with your vet anytime you're making new treats or you're going to give them anything new, especially if your dog has allergies. Just run it by them, make sure it's pet safe. I will tell you that this was cleared through my vet for my particular dogs, and there's no added fat or sugars like you find in the store dog treats. Visit us at jacksonsjob.com for more recipes, and as always, happy baking.